Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to misBEERhavior. I am your host, Ariana, and this is my co-host, beautiful Missy, and my other co-host, beautiful Ronald.
Hi.
And today, this is
Episode
a podcast about craft beer, and it is episode 16.
Dun dun.
Dun dun dun, misBEERhavior.
I
Okay.
was almost thinking like, the NCIS. Dun dun.
No, Missy's supposed to go do-do-do.
Do-do-do, that's right.
Do-do-do. Today on misBEERhavior.
Special Crimes Unit. Dun dun.
Do-do-do. Today, we're going to go fruity. So...
Oh, goody. I like being fruity.
Yeah, that's why. We are doing a beer from Urban Artifact, and it is called Audion, and I believe it's one of their newer beers. And it is a Pacific Northwest berries, loganberry, tayberry, boysenberry, blackberry, and raspberry. And it's a rare Midwest fruit tart at 10%.
Nice.
Na, 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 na. And Ronald, do you want to describe?
The can has a very nice purple color to it, light purple with lots of microphones all over it, and some berries.
Okay. Our second beer will be a beer by Samuel Smith. It's an organic, handcrafted fruit ale. It is strawberry flavored.
So it looks super good. It reminds me of a jelly jar, except for on a beer bottle.
I was going to say, it's like very old-timey, like hand-drawn kind of a thing. Puts me in the mind of like a old-school medicine man kind of a bottle. Like you'd seen like a Western movie or something.
I actually forgot to research the beers, but I'm pretty sure I've researched that brewery before, and I believe it's like a really old brewery, so that could be why. Because we've done one beer by them before.
Was that the...
It does look familiar.
Was it like what? Crap. Was it like a pear or something?
We did an apricot beer.
Okay.
You got it while you were on vacation or something?
Yes, in West Virginia last year.
Oh, yeah.
Probably almost a year ago. And then, as always, the Dos Equis Mysterious Beerius.
Oh, right.
So, do you guys want to start with the Urban Artifact?
Sure thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I'm excited about the strawberry one because strawberry things sound delicious.
Let's do this, then.
That's right.
We have a guest host today. It's the little Dicky
blue
Dicky.
ball?
Little blue ball Dicky boy.
Looks like a dog toy, but probably would not last as a dog toy.
Oh, Charlie would destroy that in like 3 seconds and be
That's
the
great.
gayest looking dog ever.
So,
He would definitely chew the balls just trying to get to the squeaker.
nice.
So
this looks like Red Pop.
It
Yeah.
does.
yeah, it looks like poured out. It reminds me of like Barks cream soda, the red
Well,
soda.
it has a little bit of a purple tint to it. Like, I think it kind of reminds me of like maybe a...
Almost grape juice.
yeah, I was kind of thinking that. Like a...
Dang, man.
This is the Audion for those listening at home, or wherever you listen. If you're on the shitter listening, hi. Remember to wipe and wash your hands afterwards.
Are you pooping?
That's right.
Okay, so Urban Artifact Audion. I believe we've talked about Urban Artifact on here before, have we not?
I'm pretty sure we have.
Because I did not research anything but the Mysterious Beerius because I was not planning on doing the
Thanks,
Samuel
Frank.
Smith one this week.
Because Ron fucked up our program with his technical difficulties.
God damn it, Ronald.
Ron had technical difficulties last week. Technically, everything
Last leak.
last week. Technically, everything went batshit nuts on me. Sorry, guys.
I wouldn't
It's
call
okay.
this a fruit tart. I would call this a sour.
Yes, definitely a sour.
I would say it tastes very sour, but it's not
Yes.
bad.
It's not bad, but it's not a fruit tart, I don't think. I don't know. What's considered a fruit tart? I don't even know. Does anybody-
Something that's got fruit in it and it's tart.
I would figure it would be like a little like sweet tart, like rather than like sour. But maybe I'm wrong.
Whenever I taste a tart that actually tastes how it's supposed to me, I can tell. Like, if I have a sour in front of me and a tart, I can tell. I don't know. This is a little tart, I guess.
Maybe they're going with like whatever yeast they did it with. They didn't use like the yeast you'd use for a sour.
I don't know.
Or they were just like, it's a tart because we don't think it's super sour because they've been drinking a lot of sours when they made it.
I don't know. Well, see, this is what I was going to say about this. Maybe it's all depends on, like, where, like, I don't know, maybe a certain temperature that they bring it to, or how much, I was going to say maybe where the stuff, like the stuff sits and where it, when it's fermenting, where the
I know that like years and years ago now, I went to Carolina Brewery in Carolina Park there in Dayton, and they had like a little brewery tour, and I was talking to some of the people about some of their sours, some of the stuff they had listed. Basically, there's a bacteria that gets into that stuff. They can get real really fucking spread out. Words are hard today.
Okay.
And more or less, that bacteria is what will cause like some of that sour flavor in your beer. And they talked about having to like chuck almost all their barrels because it had infected every single barrel that they had reused.
oof.
Let's see. This says it's a tart versus sour is a different texture that many beer lovers might find themselves. Where is the thing? I just saw it said the main difference between a tart and a sour is that tart means a very sharp taste and mouthfeel that can be bittersweet, while sour is an acidic and strong taste shifting to bitterness. Tart has a mild intensity of acidity, while sour is more intense.
I get that, actually. So it's less of that acid reflux, more of just a quick snap.
Like I feel like tarts are kind of dry sometimes.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not like a sour, because that sour flavor
I
feels
was
like
going to say it is kind of dry, actually.
the
Now I
sour
took a
flavor
bigger
feels
sip.
like it sticks around longer. This doesn't stick around it. After you sip it, you're just like, oh, that was sour. Oh, okay, then it's gone.
Yeah, I feel like that is. I can tell it's a tart now. But I was going to mention. So I forget. I wish I would have remembered it a little bit better. But during the brewing process, it's like the difference between. I don't even know what it is, but some like subtle differences, like say, between an ale and a lager, it's, whether the stuff like the,
I remember this conversation.
I can't remember exactly what it was.
So last week we got a brewery tour.
Yes, it was at Third Eye Brewing.
At Third Eye Brewing, and some of the folks that were there were talking about different things, and basically like a difference between, like I said, like an ale and an IPA or something. Basically, it was where the yeast doesn't work.
Yes.
Does its work. So, like, I believe it was like an ale, the yeast will do its work at the bottom versus like a IPA. I forget what he was exactly saying. I wasn't 100% paying attention to the conversation because I was wasted. But the other one will do its fermenting work at the top.
Yes, and I thought that was really interesting. And so our brewery tour that we got at Third Eye Brewing was really awesome. And our buddy from 513 Craft Brew, 513, yeah, Facebook group, he is the one that orchestrated that, Zach Hawley. So, if
Shout out, bitch. You got your shout out.
If you're in the Ohio or just like to join beer groups, join that beer group because it's a lot of fun. You get to know cool things.
They're all over the country in that beer group too, even though it's like centered on Cincinnati.
Yeah, I think so too.
I know he's got some people from Wisconsin in there.
One of like my favorite part of that little brewery adventure. I've been on brewery tours before, but they've never let us help.
Yes.
And they were letting us help make some of the beer, and we got there a little bit late, but they had us crawl up on the platform, and they had like probably 2 skids worth of grain, maybe 3 when they started in. We were all pouring it into the mash tun and all this other stuff. And I wore a brand new black t-shirt. I was like, yeah, this shirt looks good. Instantly got dust coated. I was like, okay. I was like, oh, this is entertaining, dumping all this shit in here. And it was like, this is suddenly work. I like it.
I thought it was fun. If I feel like I could enjoy working at a brewery just because of what I got. It'd be hard work. It would be super hard work if you're like to do your brew days and everything like that, but I think it would be, I don't know, I think I would like it once
it'd be worth it because you feel like you're doing, like accomplishing something,
right.
like you're creating,
You're accomplishing something, awesome. And people are going to directly enjoy it, especially in like that size of a brewery. And like the other part that I thought was absolutely hilarious to me was like they were like, okay guys, the mashing's done, we've transferred all the wort over to the boil kettle. Hey, we need to clean out the mash tun. Who wants to help? And those guys.
Everybody wanted to help.
Those guys.
Me. I did. I helped.
Those guys were great because they were like, "This will be super fun." I'm like, I've talked to brewers before. Cleaning out the mash tun is the shit part of the job.
Right.
I was like, this is my day off work, and I don't really want to work.
And she was smart, so she did not do any of the work because it was her day off work.
Yeah.
And then they did say, "Hey, if you guys are enjoying yourself, feel free to come back every Tuesday and Wednesday when we do this."
Yeah, that was awesome. I was like, yeah, they're getting a fuck off day. That was great times.
What do you guys think of this beer?
Not ain't bad.
It's all right, but I'm not too impressed.
Yeah,
I'd give it a solid 3.
that's what I think too. Also, what do you think, Ronald?
I have no opinion on it really. It's not bad. It's not great. I've had better. I've had worse. So 3. That's pretty middle of the road, right?
Yep, 3 is the middle. Sour. It's dry. It's whatever.
Yeah, it's thin.
I feel
It's tart. It's dry.
my brain
It's
keeps looking.
berry fruity.
Keep looking at the color of it. I keep looking at the taste of it. And I keep thinking that needs just like a hint of cherry to it. Just a hint.
I think that too. It seems kind of like, I don't know, it makes me want to drink wine. It maybe, I don't know. It does kind of remind me of somewhat wine-like, but a red wine is so much better.
Yeah, I had one of those on Sunday. That was a whole thing. Saturday I took myself out, made myself a steak dinner, and I got myself drunk on wine. I was such a good date.
Hell yeah.
Got himself drunk and took himself home and gave him the stranger.
It's fun dating yourself sometimes.
It is.
It was a good date.
absolutely
It was a
is.
good
I
self
enjoy
date.
dating myself too.
Yeah.
I still have half that bottle of wine. I may have to take advantage of myself later.
Take advantage.
Get drunk and take advantage of yourself,
That's
Ron.
great.
I couldn't keep my hands off myself. As soon as I was in that room alone, I was like, ooh.
That's super funny. So anyway, I had this funny story I wanted to tell last week, and I didn't get to. I know I told it to Ariana, but I'll have to retell it so Ron can hear it, and all of you guys can hear it as well. So I was doing Uber, and I picked this dude up, and he had this blanket wrapped around his shoulders, which is funny. I see people do that quite a bit lately, so I didn't think anything of it. And then he got into my car, and, I'm just driving, and I look back, and he's got the blanket, so it's draped over his head. And so he's kind of slouched back in the seat, and it's draped over his knees. So it's kind of basically like a tent, and I'm looking, and I see that blanket bouncing just a little, kind of subtly. And I was like, that motherfucker's masturbating. And I almost turned around and whipped the blanket off him. Like, I caught you. But I'm like, no, wait.
For those just who aren't sure, that was our little guest host.
But anyway, so I about whipped that blanket off of him, and I was like, because I thought he was jerking it. And I'm like, no, dude's probably not jerking in your car, Missy. Just chill out.
I mean, you're pretty hot. I'd jerk it under a blanket in your car.
And then so I kind of look, and I'm like, it's very subtle movement. Sweet. And then I was like,
Next time we go for a ride,
Jerking it in the back of Missy's car.
we're both sitting in the back of the car. We're both sitting in the
With
back of your
blankets.
car. We're bringing blankets, one of our own. And we're just going to sit back there and just not talk about anything. Just be like, Missy, I just need to hear your voice. Can you just talk some? I don't care about what you're talking about. Just a little.
I'm
Okay.
going to talk
I'm good.
about your mom. But then, so I was like, looked, and I said, hey, dude, everything all right? And he pulls the cover up off his face. He's like, yeah, I'm just tired. He's like, I didn't sleep all night, and I've been up for like a really long time. I'm just super tired. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Dude wasn't jerking it at all. How dumb would that have been if I would
think he
have...
probably was still.
I don't think he was. But if I would have just snatched that blanket off him, like, I caught you, he'd be like, what?
I think he was jerking it, and he's just really good at hiding it.
I feel like he was not, because it was just, I noticed
And I
it was
jerked
just
slowly
bouncing.
at an even pace.
No, it was like because when he laid back, he just, the way that the blanket was laying, I could still see it like bouncing, but like it was more on him. So I would have had to have definitely seen his hand jerking it. And I'm just like, that was just the car ride bouncing the blanket. And it was just like, oh my God.
The blanket, he had to stick
Can't
out.
believe I almost like fucking flipped out at that guy for not doing a fucking thing.
I feel like that would have been very interesting.
It would
That would have been a great story for this.
that would have
I pulled that blanket off. That guy was stroking it. He was like, "Oh my God! I thought this was the fake taxi cab."
not that the fake taxi cab. It's like the taxi cab show, the jerk off, like.
You know, the one where they like pick you up and it's like a sex thing. You know, like on Pornhub.
Do they have one of those?
Yeah.
And Ron knows about this because I watch entirely too much porn.
And your point is,
That's absolutely funny. I had no idea they had the fake cab.
dude, they got parodies of everything in porn. It's hilarious to look up porn parodies.
Hilarious. How many porn parodies did you have that you actually jerked off to? Every single one.
None of them, but they're fun to look at because it's like, huh. hey, where's Scooby-Doo in that Scooby-Doo porn? They don't have Scooby-Doo in that one. They've got all the others, but they don't have Scooby-Doo. That's bullshit.
That just reminded me, I saw this shirt earlier that was like of Scooby-Doo, and all the girls from Scooby-Doo were like naked, and like Scooby-Doo was like having sex with the redheaded chick. I can't remember her name. Daphne. Yeah, and
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Ruh-roh,
Raggy.
That's
Right,
really funny.
Right,
ruined
Rafty in the ass.
my childhood.
I think I've seen a lot of cartoon porn like that. Not video porn, but pictures and stuff. And it's just like, it's kind of funny. It does. It's I don't know. I don't think it traumatizes me. It just warps you. It just desensitizes you to,
Well, like
dog
talking
sex,
about,
that's cool.
you said that was like a shirt or something?
Yeah.
My question is, where is it appropriate to wear that t-shirt?
Right? That's what I'm kind of like, where...
Like, I've seen, like, you know, I've seen advertisements, like, for like, really sexy anime girl fucking t-shirts and jackets and shit. Like, expensive, like, several $100 jackets with just straight up, like, anime porn on them. It's like, where is it appropriate to wear that
Maybe
jacket?
to a bar.
Right.
The kid's probably not going to be at a bar at night.
I feel like when I was young, I guess when I was a kid, and I would have been like, oh, that's funny, I'm going to fucking wear that. I wasn't thinking about the kids younger than me, so it would have been appropriate for me to wear that anywhere until you're an adult. And then you're like, oh, no, wait, I'm not going to wear that and have little kids see me and, Mommy, what's that dog doing to that girl on that shirt? Like,
I saw that cartoon, Mommy. What episode of Scooby-Doo was that from?
Right. That would be really funny.
Hey, Missy.
Hey, what?
Can you rinse our glasses pretty, please?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Alrighty.
Missy has to be the glass rinser today.
I'm the glass winch. The glass winch.
I'm a little tired today, I think.
Oh no! Don't do that.
I know.
Do you need to be shook? Should
I need to
shake
have a
you?
cool story to tell, but I don't know if I have any cool
Yeah,
stories.
I don't think
I have stories, but they're all stress and chaos, and they're not podcast material.
I'll tell-
Go ahead.
So my nephew the other day, I just told them the story, but it's still funny. They have like this little kind of, it's like a collapsible, like one of those collapsible like cat tunnel things, but it's like a tote and it has like a zipper lid. It's probably like a laundry tote or something like that. But they put like those balls that they put in ball pits in it. And my 3-year-old nephew was sitting in it and he wanted out. So I pick him up. And as I pick him up, I noticed that he has one of the ball pit balls stuck in between his butt cheeks because he was sitting in it naked. And so I'm like holding him and my brother's sitting there. I'm like, oh my God, look. And like me and him are laughing so fucking hard that we were crying. And he's just sitting there like all chill and stuff. And I'm just like holding him up like this with the freaking ball pit ball stuck in his butt crack. And it was pretty funny.
That's really funny. Furthermore, I wish we had ball pit balls here because I would make, like, we would stuff them all in Ron's butt crack for our picture.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It would be hilarious.
Hairy
balls. I don't know if
Hairy
he would be able to
balls.
hold it. He would probably have to shave his butt crack to get like some like traction going on or something.
We'd have to
Friction.
Yeah, because
use something sticky.
I mean, like on the bright side, they're not talking about like, I think we're just going to need some lubricant to really shove them up there so you can hold them tighter in his butt cheeks.
well,
I was thinking
I feel like we'd get solid ones to do that for
right. I was thinking I don't know, something sticky to stick in between your butt cheeks so they would stick.
That's a good idea.
What about like those? Remember
Just like super glue on his ass hair.
Well, I was thinking that, but I didn't want to do that to him.
Well, what I was thinking was, you remember like those like the Velcro mitts they had back in the day?
With the Velcro balls?
Yeah.
The
So
Velcro
we
balls
just need to
stuck
get
to
some
Ron's
Velcro
ass.
balls.
There you go.
I was kind of just thinking, like, what could we use that Ariana has on hand that wouldn't be so damaging and traumatizing to Ron? And I was like, maybe peanut butter. Spread peanut butter in his butt cheeks and then, like, put it...
Man, this party's just getting better and better, man.
And then, you know,
What
he
are we
doesn't have
using
to...
to spread this? I guess Ron's using his fingers because you're not using any of my utensils.
So like, Ariana, question, do you have like creamy or like crunchy peanut butter?
I usually have creamy peanut butter.
Well, that's helpful then.
And then you wouldn't have to worry about cleaning it out because you could just go home and your dog would love to clean
they
that
do.
out. It's cool.
I have. He's part of my trauma for the week. He's my trauma for the day. That fucking dog. I love him to
Dog
death.
diarrhea.